In today's video, we'll be talking about another potential huge PlayStation 4 RPG being in development by one of the most notable studios in the world. Speaking of RPGs, a relatively big JRPG franchise is getting another entry, and that game has gotten a new trailer as well as new gameplay, and there is an absolutely ridiculous deal on one of the best games of 2017 on the PlayStation 4. We'll cover that at the end of this video, but that deal is absolutely ridiculous, so keep your eyes on that. CD Projekt Red is currently one of the top game development studios in the industry today. Witcher 3 is considered by many to be the best game of this generation, and at the very least one of the best RPGs of this generation. And we know that their next game in Cyberpunk 2077 is ramping up in development, but interestingly enough, they are working on another AAA RPG alongside Cyberpunk 2077, which is very surprising because Cyberpunk 2077 was announced a while ago, and we figured after the release of The Witcher 3 that all of CD Projekt Red's attention was on this game, but they are working on another major RPG. CD Projekt Red recently released a massive management board report on the group's activities in 2017, and in that report, Cyberpunk 2077 is mentioned a bunch of times. There aren't any specific details that we already didn't know, however, it does state that the game will be released sometime between 2017 and 2021. Obviously, we're in 2018. I've speculated that the game would be a 2020 release, but that's, again, just speculation on my part. However, the report also states that there's another project in development and it'll release in the same time frame, and it's specified as an unannounced AAA story-driven RPG. Now, this is CD Projekt Red's specialty, but this is something a lot of us weren't expecting at all, especially if it's going to be released by 2021. That comes as a major shock to me, but very interesting. I would be very surprised if this is another new IP. Cyberpunk 2077 is their huge new IP. Could this be another game in the Witcher universe? We were told that Geralt's story was designed as a trilogy, but they haven't ruled out another game in the Witcher universe, and honestly, it would be kind of foolish if they don't go back into that universe, considering after the release of The Witcher 3, that franchise has really hit the mainstream gaming world, and that wasn't really the case with the first Witcher game or the second Witcher game, but after the release of The Witcher 3, The Witcher has become a known commodity, and again, from a commercial sense, it would be foolish to not tackle that universe once again, and that's what I would imagine this game to be. And once again, both Cyberpunk 2077 and this AAA story-driven RPG are set to be released between now and 2021. Now, by the time 2021 rolls around, I would imagine that the PlayStation 5 would have been released, so who knows if this will be a PlayStation 4 game, a PlayStation 5 game, or a cross-generation game. But whatever the case may be, it's CD Projekt Red, and the game will probably be fantastic, as it is another story-driven RPG, and that is their specialty. Speaking of RPGs, now moving on to the Japanese sense, God Eater 3 is set to be released for PlayStation 4 and PC, and it's gotten its second trailer and its first batch of gameplay. God Eater 3 will be released on PS4 and PC, and there will be an early hands-on and joint development summit for God Eater 3 from April 28th to 30th, so expect a lot of new information about that game to roll out then. We got a brand new trailer as well as 23 minutes of new gameplay. Now, for those of you that don't know what God Eater is, a lot of us that have played it have drawn comparisons to titles such as Monster Hunter, and that's definitely there. Obviously, when you look at God Eater, there's a much more Japanese influence to it. It's very much got that anime style going on for it, and that might turn some gamers off, but that also sets it apart from Monster Hunter World, and that's pretty cool. We do know that there's another major game that Bandai Namco is releasing in Code Vein, so you'd imagine that Code Vein would be released first, and then God Eater 3 would come sometime after that. But again, we'll learn more about God Eater 3 between April 28th and the 30th. And finally, Newegg has got an absolutely ridiculous deal on one of the PlayStation 4's best games of 2017 in Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. If you go over to Newegg, the game is listed at $50, and that's not much of a deal considering the game was down to $30 quickly after its release during Black Friday. Since then, it has been more expensive. Right now on the PlayStation Store, it's hovering around $40, and that is a part of the Play Indoors sale. However, Newegg has also got a promo code available. We'll leave it in the description box down below, and that knocks the price of this game down to just $20. That is insane for Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. I always thought when this game was available for $30 that was an absolutely insane price, but now that it's available for $20, that is absolutely ridiculous and such a great price for an awesome game. Now, it is a single-player only first-person shooter, so I could see why gamers would have shied away from dropping a full $60 on it, but again, now that it's down to a third of that price, it's a quality single-player component. It's around 12 to 14 hours, and it offers a lot of quality, a great story, story that gets a little bit zany towards the end, but still a lot of fun, and for just $20, it's an awesome pickup. I have mentioned in the past that I would recommend you to play Wolfenstein The New Order before you tackle the New Colossus. There is a little video that recaps the events of the New Order in the beginning of Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus, but you're only getting so much from a 5 to 10 minute video that you would out of a 10 to 12 hour game, so just keep that in mind. But still, even if you haven't played The New Order, at this price, $20, Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus is such an insane pickup that I would grab it anyway. So we'll leave a link to that in the description box down below. That's gonna conclude this video. Let us know your thoughts. What do you think about CD Projekt Red working on yet another AAA story-driven RPG? That's some exciting news. Again, my speculation is that it's gonna be a game in the Witcher universe, but we don't know that as a fact. Cyberpunk 2077 is already their brand new IP. Do we really think they're gonna work on another new IP on top of that? I think the better call would be to release Cyberpunk 2077 and then release a new game in the Witcher franchise. It's not gonna center around Geralt, of course. They've said that they're done with that, but a new game in that universe would be great. What do you think about God Eater 3? Yes, it's not as big as, say, CD Projekt Red's RPGs, but God Eater has been a notable JRPG franchise, so let us know your thoughts on that and if you're excited for that game. And again, if you've yet to check out Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus, $20 at Newegg is a ridiculous deal, so check that out as well, link in the description box down below. As always, sound off with your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.